Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Lynn and welcome back to another video. Today I'm really excited to bring you all of the changes that are coming in the 0.15.0 update. This is by far the largest update that PUBG Mobile has ever done, and it couldn't come at a better time because obviously, as you know, Call of Duty Mobile is out and the two games are going head to head to compete for your guys' playing time. So this update is PUBG Mobile's biggest chance to say, hey, we are going to compete with Call of Duty Mobile. We've got some insane features coming out, new maps, new guns, new modes, all kinds of awesome stuff, and I don't think PUBG Mobile is going down without a fight as it relates to COD Mobile. So I hope you guys are as excited about this update as I am, and let's jump right into all of the patch notes for the 0.15.0 update. Right off the bat, the biggest change of this update is going to be the brand new payload game mode. This is found in Evo Ground, and it is where we've got our helicopters, our respawning, a ton of brand new explosive weapons, and all around just action-packed gameplay that you're not going to find in the typical classic match. Now, a lot of people are really worried when they see the gameplay of the helicopters and the respawns and stuff. Everyone's thinking, oh no, they broke PUBG Mobile. Well, don't worry. This stuff is not in the classic modes. You're not going to have to worry about some helicopters shooting you down when you're trying to push from crown to ace. This is just going to be in payload, and your regular classic match gameplay is going to stay the same, apart from a couple enhancements like ledge grab and the new Desert Eagle and some things that we'll talk about later in the video. When it comes to payload mode, the brand new weapons are pretty insane. We have the new Garand grenade launcher. We also have a sawed-off grenade launcher that acts as a pistol. Now, this grenade launcher doesn't pack as much damage or as much range, but the fact that you can carry it in the pistol slot while you have two other weapons is still pretty powerful. We also have a rocket-propelled grenade that vehicle locks and tracks on helicopters, on Dacias, anything, you name it. You point and shoot, and as long as you're locked on, that missile will track down the vehicle and will blow it up. The last new gun in the payload mode will be the MGL grenade launcher. This is a little bit harder to find because it is quite powerful. It can shoot up to 6 grenades in rapid succession. All of these new grenade launcher type weapons will take a new type of ammunition, and you guessed it, it's grenades. You'll find these grenades throughout the map and payload, just like you'd find 5.56 or 7.62 or really any other type of ammunition. For the new RPG that locks onto vehicles, that will take rockets just like the regular RPG. We also have a couple fan favorites coming over from the zombie mode. We have the minigun as well as the RPG. Now, these are kind of new weapons because this is the first time that we have them in a non-zombie game mode, and this game mode is where you're actually primarily fighting against players and not zombies. So these aren't technically new weapons, but I'm going to count them as new weapons because we're going to see them being used in ways that we've never seen them before. Another brand new weapon coming to payload mode is the Airstrike. It is a pair of binoculars that allows you to call in a small red zone anywhere you want over an enemy or a vehicle or whatever you're choosing. And once you use it, the binoculars are gone. It's only a one-time use item, and you will find them in your grenade slot. So you can see here, once I've called it in, a bunch of bombs will start falling over the targeted area and basically destroying anything that happens to be in their path. There are a couple vehicle changes coming to payload mode as well. The first one is the fact that you can actually refuel your helicopter while it's in the air. But more importantly, there are also new items such as the vehicle repair kit. So you can see here I hop inside a BRDM, I realize it only has 60 hit points, and I use the repair kit, and once it's finished, it actually gets my thing almost up to full health. So these are kind of like first aid kits, but for vehicles. Moving on to the new respawn mechanic, there will be an ID card on your dead teammates' bodies for up to 2 minutes. Now once you pick it up, you have all the time in the world to get to one of these respawn towers, and when you call in your teammate, they will jump off of a brand new plane, they will come down on the parachute just like in war mode. They actually parachute down pretty quickly, but unfortunately they will not have any weapons or gear, so you're going to have to get your new teammate looted up and ready for the fight quickly, or else they're just going to die again. Now once one of these respawn towers has been used, it will not be able to be used by any other team or any other player, so you're going to have to find respawn towers that are fresh and have not been used across the map. These respawn towers are also marked on the map with blue dots, so they are pretty easy to find. Remember, this is also one of the features that is just coming to payload mode, so you won't have to worry about this being in the classic matches. The biggest addition for new weapons coming up in this update is the Deagle. This is a brand new heavy-hitting pistol that can be equipped with a foregrip, aka the laser sight. I believe is the only foregrip that can go on it. It can have red dots and hollows, and it can also have an extended mag. Now, one important change that they are mixing up in this update is the removal of all pistol mags. So those little pistol, extendeds, the quick draws and stuff, they are gone, and now SMG mags will be the only magazines for, of course, SMGs and now pistols. So you see on my Desert Eagle, I actually have an SMG extended mag. I can pop that off, and just to prove to you guys, I'm going to put that on the pistol. Now this Desert Eagle does take 45 ACP, and it can hit pretty hard. Got a little bit of recoil on there, but it's definitely a pretty decent gun if it's the only thing you land on. Normally landing on a pistol could almost mean certain death, but if you get a Deagle, you might actually be able to fight back because of how much damage this thing does. In addition to the new weapons, we have some changes to the current weapons that we know and love. You can see, for example, here the M16 now has the ability to be fitted with a stock. So in addition to the mag, the muzzle, and the scope, we now have a stock attachment, and the gun itself is getting a few tweaks to be specific. In the patch notes, it says they are reducing the initial recoil in burst mode, improving long distance firing by reducing damage fall off, and can be equipped with that tactical stock. So I'm really intrigued by that long distance firing by reducing damage fall off. So basically, if you shoot somebody really far away, it won't be as much damage, but they're going to increase that a bit, so that way the fall off is not as bad as it used to be. Can actually try this out real quick. Okay, wow, recoil is actually not that bad. Next up, we have the ump. The ump is going to change over to 45 ACP, and as you can see, I just had 25 bullets. I reloaded to 35, so they're taking the capacity down just a little bit by 5 bullets, and like I said, it has that ACP. Now, if you want to check out another one of our, I wouldn't say fan favorite guns, but the Vector now, instead of 13 bullets, will have 19, and it takes 9 mil. See, I just picked up a stack of 9 mil. And I can reload my Vector to 33 bullets now. So the capacity is upping a little bit on the Vector, and it's switching over to 9 mil. And this looks like it's going to be a slightly more viable option. So these are the main changes coming to the guns that we currently have in the game. One of the next big changes is the introduction of the BRDM-2. This is a land and aquatic tank that you can get by calling a flare outside of the circle, and this replaces the armored UAZ. Now, I don't know about you guys, but honestly, I don't think I ever called an armored UAZ because it is pretty much a useless UAZ, but now there's a little bit more strategy with the BRDM because, like I said, it goes in water and it goes on land. It has a ton of HP, even though it is a little bit slow moving, but there will be some situations I think that this vehicle is pretty useful. Oh, and did I mention you can't shoot the tires out either, so it actually is a bit stronger than the armored UAZ. The biggest change in this update besides the payload mode is the brand new Ruins TDM map. This map is special because unlike Warehouse, it's actually not symmetrical, meaning it's not just the same thing on both sides. This map is really dynamic. You actually spawn around the map in different spots. It's not just your side and the enemy's side. There's also brand new mechanics for TDM as a whole, which is the sliding mechanic, which is pretty amazing. It adds so much more versatility to the battlefield, and it also kind of helps PUBG Mobile's TDM compete with Call of Duty's TDM. Another big mechanical change to TDM is that your opponents will drop their guns and ammunition once you kill them. So if you're running low on ammo, yes, there's kind of that weird hack where you can drop your own gun, pick it back up, and it magically has 180 bullets, but now you can actually do it where it isn't a glitch and it actually seems natural and it's faster by just picking up the opponent's weapons and ammo. So you can keep going and keep that fast-paced action going. I'm personally really excited about Payload and this new TDM map because I think it opens so many more doors and so many more possibilities for the future of PUBG Mobile. Think about playing Payload but on Sandhawk, or even more TDM maps, or even more game modes that are different than TDM. You can really see where the PUBG Mobile app is going to be so much more than just Battle Royale. I kind of envision it being, you open the app and there's something for everyone. We've got TDM, we've got Payload, we have zombies, there's Battle Royale, there's all different kinds of Battle Royales. It's just a ton of great stuff that's all going to be housed in the same game, and you can see with changes like this that I think that's the direction that PUBG Mobile is going in. PUBG Mobile has also added that gas cans now explode in this update. It's a lot of fun. You could cause a lot of chaos, or even just in the middle of a fight, some quick thinking and a couple bullets into a gas can on the floor could quickly end your enemy a lot faster than your bullets would normally. Another subtle update to PUBG Mobile was the addition of HD sound effects. So if you go into your audio settings, there is now low, medium, and HD for the sound effects. Now if you want to select HD, it will require additional downloading of about 40 megabytes, and then you'll have to restart your app in order for it to take effect. Now let's quickly look at a comparison of the regular sound effects versus the new HD sound effects, and let me know if you guys can tell a difference. Next up, we have a pretty huge mechanical change to the game. It might not seem that big at first, but the addition of ledge grab is going to make so many more places on the map accessible that you could never get to before. So if you see here, we jump, and normally you can't grab onto these roofs, but when you make the jump and hold the jump button, your guy will pull himself up and boom, now you're on top of spots that you could never get to before. We have some brand new items coming to the zombie mode. We have a healing wave which emits health to your teammates, a shockwave generator that stuns and knocks enemies back, explosive ammo to enhance your shots for a little bit of time, and a detector that will show you where nearby enemies are and reduce their movement speed. Now unfortunately there's a glitch in the beta that wouldn't let me use any of these items, but they will be in their own little folder, just like your meds and just like your grenades. One of the lesser important changes of this update is the addition of spray paint. So kind of like parachute trails, it's a one-use thing, therefore it's kind of useless, but there is a new button. You can push it and you can actually leave a spray paint somewhere around the map. Now unfortunately I didn't have any equipped here, but you kind of get the point. Another small but nifty change is the ability to actually heal while moving. Now again, this only applies to payload mode, but as you can see here, I'm going to use a first aid and my character continues to run forward, and this is also the case when it comes to painkillers as well as energy drinks. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's changes. I've covered just about everything that is in the patch notes except for the really dumb tiny stuff at the end. I might as well go over it here, but I don't really have any gameplay footage of it. There's some things where they fixed like head cosmetics, like you can now wear a face cloth and glasses at the same time. You know, it's little performance optimizations. They say the game is going to run a lot smoother, graphic optimizations, control optimizations, gun actions, just some kind of different things. I guess one cool thing is there's a new partner reward where if the intimacy, I don't know if that's the right word I would have used, but if like the synergy between you and your teammate reaches 1,000, you'll actually get a partner title, and that can go up to 2,000, 2,500, and then 3,000. So there's different levels to it as well. But there is a ton of stuff. They said they even added grenade skins, although I could not find in the armory or anything where that was the case. But hey, I guess that's interesting, right? I think more is better as long as they don't break the game. But yeah, we talked about the guns, the new ledge grab, the new TDM, the new game mode payload. All that stuff is insane, and I think it's going to bring so much more life back to the game. But honestly, PUBG Mobile's not really dead. There's still a lot of life there, but they're just piling on the content because, you know, Tencent is the best mobile gaming developer in the world, and of course, Call of Duty Mobile is made by Tencent, and they are, at this point, competing with themselves. But let's see how the games go, and let's see how this update affects the longevity of PUBG Mobile now that COD is out, and these two games are going head-to-head, like I said at the beginning of the video. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video and you learned something, or if I forgot something, let me know below. But so far, as I'm concerned, all the big stuff was covered, and that is what I'm looking forward to. Now, the game is about to go into maintenance for 7 hours, and then the next day, the update will be available. So it is finally here. It is upon us. You guys don't have to ask me anymore how to get the beta because it's finally going to be real and not in the beta anymore. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, like I said, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.